William Michael Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium, a channel, and an intuitive life coach. And today we have a very wonderful experience to engage in. I've got this being by the name of Prakash with me. And Prakash says he comes from the eastern part of the world. What we know of as the eastern part of the world was a little different than when he was there, than what it is now. But he wanted to talk about the concept of perpetuating the body, perpetuating our existence in a physical medium, and why we do that. I also have present my higher self, and there's a few other ascended beings that are in the background too that want to come forward, and so we'll see how that unfolds from now. For those of you that are new to the channel, please remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with other people. The information and knowledge that comes through here is a blessing to us all, truly. And yeah, be a lot of excitement. Lots of excitement coming. Also, I'm told to tell everybody from Gaia that there's going to be an adjustment on the planet this weekend. She's not being specific about what it is, but she says there's going to be an adjustment because of incoming energies from the sun. So really work on meditation and mindfulness this weekend. Like really be in the present moment, which is going to be a lot about what Prakash is going to talk about today, being in the present moment and why that is so valuable and important. He's also going to be talking about the concept of sexuality and why we do this process, why sex is such a big deal, why the whole concept of reproduction is so valued in our species. And yeah, so be mindful this weekend. Meditation, grounding. If you find any symptoms, especially in the chest area this weekend, make certain you sit down, relax, breathe. Do not let your emotions get in the way of this ascension process that's going to be unfolding over the next couple of days. Remember, humans alone are not going through that process of ascension. Gaia is going through a process of ascension. Every planet in our solar system is going through this ascension process. There is literally a change in the consciousness that all of these different physical, large planetary bodies are going through, but also all the life forms on the planet are going through a similar corresponding process of transformation in terms of consciousness, awareness, and energy. Yes. So welcome, everybody. I want to welcome you to this edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. I'm just going to get this out. If for those of you that are here now, if you wouldn't mind taking this video, maybe even sharing it out to a couple of groups that you know might be interested in wanting to understand the concept of liberating your soul, what that really means, what's involved in liberating your soul. Yes. So when he first came in, he was talking to me about sensuality and why humans place such a value on sensuality. He said it's not so much that the sensuality is itself important. It's your awareness of that sensuality and the distinction between what is being sensed by the body, the sensualness of body, the taste, the smells, the intimacy, the physical contact. Those are to bring you back to an awareness of precisely who you are as a being, unbound by conditions of time, space, or matter, to become liberated. And in that sense, you are free to return or not to return. But many of you are returning and returning and returning and returning without wanting to understand why you are returning, going through this process of pain and pleasure repeatedly, wondering when the pain will end and when you can have more pleasure, and you're stuck between these two polarities, and you're wondering, will there ever be an end to this polarized competition in your being? There is a clear distinction between your awareness, your thoughts, and your senses. There's a clear distinction that you must consciously make in order for that distinction and these aspects of your extended self to have any value for you, for that body to have real meaning and value for who you are as a soul, for the thoughts in your mind to give you a deeper understanding of who you are as a being, requires a level of awareness that must be deliberately and intentionally chosen. You must deliberately choose to be aware of your body and recognize that it is not what you are, but something that you extend yourself through for the purpose of cultivating a deeper understanding of what you are as a being, as awareness, as a soul that is not bound into conditions of time and matter, but in reality, you can voluntarily exist in them, and you can voluntarily leave them. But the process of self-awareness requires that you become aware of what you are through experiences that contrast or differentiate you from your thoughts and you from that body. You can use these instruments of matter and thought as simple mechanisms to reflect back upon yourself through. That is to examine the process of sensation in your body. And it is not the sensation of your body. It is pleasing. It may feel good, but it is merely a shadow of what you are reflecting yourself into. To return yourself to the perceptual apparatus of your being, to become aware that you are, in fact, the one stimulating that experience in matter, that you can and do stimulate all of your experiences in matter for the purpose of liberating yourself from matter. There is a degree of experience, a degree of bliss, a degree of joy, a degree of wonderment that exists outside of your inducement into these experiences of matter. That's not to say that the experiences of matter are not pleasing, as equally as they are painful, because they are, but your experience of what you are, being entrenched in them, prevents you from enjoying the process of your own creation from a deliberate place, from a consciously chosen awareness of, I want to experience this creation. I want to deliberately experience this creation. Many of you are still experiencing creation as something that's separate from your own experience of it. And so you find yourself entrenched in suffering, not because you want to be entrenched in suffering, but because you haven't learned to distinguish that the suffering is not who you are, simply a manifestation of what you are creating in that fashion that you may alter or change deliberately. You can alter and change the conditions in matter through your own experience of matter, through an act of intentional awareness and will. And until you recognize your relationship over matter and over mind, you are bound to be living as if you are matter and mind, in which case you will find yourself struggling between the polarities of good and bad in that perspective. You may take energy, like the energy of sensuality, for example, which is an extension of your source, of your being, into matter, and you experience the bliss of your own being in that body in the process of what you call physical orgasm. There's a process there that you get very excited and attached to the experience of orgasm in matter, but the actual causative energies that give rise to that condition in matter originates from what you are as a being. And it is only but a fleeting glimpse of yourself, but such a glimpse it can be that it will drive many of you to do crazy and silly things just to experience that little glimpse of what you are as a creator in the process of liberated creation. For this is what you are implementing, a process of creation deliberately when you are aware that you're doing so. I find it very interesting that so many of you will pursue that little moment, that little space of bliss, whether you do it with yourself or with another, or through a substance that gives your body pleasure in taste or smell or sight, that you find the pleasure is greater than what you are. And yet the very nature of the experience of pleasure is an extension of what you are into matter. And so in that process of being aware of that sensation, consider the possibility, if you want to begin that process of liberating your soul from the confines of polarity, then you might want to consider that when you are experiencing pleasure, then where do you experience the awareness of that pleasure from, as that which observes it, as that which observes the manifestation of that. When you can observe from the perspective that, I am causing this manifestation, then would not the one that causes the manifestation be greater than the manifestation itself? Would not that be true? That you would be greater than the manifestation that you caused? To be free of the subjectivity to the body, but free also to express through it everything you would intend, those things that you would delight in, including that process of bliss in the form of sensuality, but to not require something outside of yourself to validate the reality that yourself is a being of limitless wonder and creation. You are a being of limitless wonder and creation. One of the things, I just asking him to step back for a moment. One of the things I asked him when he came in, because he really came to me towards the energy of sexuality and sensuality. That's where he first presented himself. He said, understand that energy is not who you are. It's something you generate. You generate that sensual energy. It's what you are creating. And I said, well, how can I know that for sure? And he said, well, stop for a moment and just align yourself to the energy of what you know sensuality to be, that your highest physical experience of what you call sensuality. So I did. I went inside and I aligned myself to the last time I remember experiencing that high intense level of sensuality. And he said, now take that and use your breath and draw that up from the body. Draw it up into the present moment. Draw it up out of memory. Draw it up out of the body. Draw it up and draw it up and draw it up. He kept telling me, draw it up. So I felt myself breathing that energy up here. And when I got up here, he said, now just be in the energy. Be in the energy. Where is its boundaries? And as I felt the energy, I realized it had no boundaries. And as I felt it more as not something localized to my body, I felt my awareness just expanding out in this vibration of absolute bliss, just freedom. And he said, now you're beginning to step into what you are instead of being limited to a little speck of what you are. And this is what the mystic understands, he said. The mystic understands. The yogi understands. The mentor understands that when you are able to liberate yourself from a small perspective, you have a much broader perspective of being. The pleasures of matter then become secondary to the joy of expressing your being consciously and deliberately. And that's pretty amazing. So I stayed in that for about 3 minutes. And he said, the key for people to begin that process is learning to move themselves into the moment not of the body, the moment not of your thoughts, but in the moment of being. And I said, well, how do I explain that to people? How do I explain that moment of being? He said, you don't have to explain it, they'll experience it. This is why we have you do all these meditations that you do, is because people need to experience. They do not need talk. They need experience. And so being in the present moment is a very important step in the process of liberating our souls from the confines of what we've been conditioned to believe, or the confines of our body, or being stuck in the belief that the pain or pleasure of my body is who I am. The pain or pleasure of your body is not who you are. The pain or pleasure of your body is the pain or pleasure of the body. What you are is an awareness that can function independently of that, and then alter creatively any of those conditions. You can turn the pleasure into pain, or the pain into pleasure, as a creative, conscious entity, right? And so getting that awareness is so important, that this present moment, only now can you make a choice. And so I did. I stayed in that moment of energy, of feeling that vibrational energy of being unbound bliss. And as I felt that, I started thinking about, well, what is this really like? And he said, wait a minute. He said, stop. Do not think about what it is. Rather, allow yourself to experience what it is. And I did. So I just relaxed into it more. And what's really cool is the more I relaxed into that sensation of bliss, the more I became it. And then I asked him, I said, well, how do I explain that to people? He said, you can't explain it. You can simply walk them through a process. And it's one of the reasons that we do the meditation every Saturday on Supernatural Saturday, which will be tomorrow at 11:30. We do a meditation once a week on Supernatural Saturday, where you get to experience. And that these 3 days, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, on Shortcuts for Your Soul, we articulate vibrational information, not simply words. You hear words, your mind will try to make meaning of those words, but we're actually communicating a vibration, a frequency, a carrier wave of consciousness that allows you to go from being subjective to your own conditioned behaviors and thoughts about reality, to being able to transcend them, to move energetically outside of them. So you move into a position where you suddenly become the awareness that is aware of thoughts, the awareness that is aware of emotions. And from that perspective, you creatively have the opportunity to make changes in what you are creating in this world. But you cannot creatively make changes in this world unless you can liberate yourself from your attachment to being the body, or your attachment to being the thoughts. That is not to say that you get rid of them. It simply means you put yourself into a position of awareness where you get to articulate different energy through the body, different thoughts through the mind, so that you can generate and become mindful that you are creating experience. It's not something happening to you. You are creating experience. He's just saying this is key, that your experience of the body keeps you in the body. Your experience while you're in it keeps you in it. Your thinking in your mind while you're thinking in your mind keeps you in it. And so you do not have the benefit of discerning between them. But the moment you move into the awareness of, I have a hand, I'm aware of that hand, then who are you that is aware of that hand? And you have these thoughts, and you're aware of these thoughts, and who are you that is aware of these thoughts? And you step back from the thoughts. And each is a step back from the other. Not a separation, but a positioning, a repositioning of your awareness, so that the hierarchical energy of your limitless soul can reorganize conditions of mind and matter deliberately. And it must be done deliberately if you wish to be free. If your creative process is happening based on your identity of your mind and your body, then your experience will be one of, the world is something that is occurring to me. I'm not occurring to it. And yet you must have that position of awareness to change that, so that you are now causing experience in the conditions of your world. And each and every one of you is doing this whether you're aware of it or not. You are causing the conditions in your world, in your life, in your body. Yes, there are things in this world that can harm your physical body. There are emotional energies that can appear to disturb your peace of mind, but even they are subjective to very precise effects in relation to your own creative potential. What you are as a being, as energy, you can affect the matter of your body. You can affect the matter of emotional energy, which changes conditions in the world around you easily. So fascinating. So that's my morning with Prakash, and I've never been with Prakash before, but this he's laughing. He says he's been with me many times. You just haven't been aware of it, right? And it's often true. When you encounter your guides and your angels or multidimensional beings for the first time, it's the first time for you. You know, many of the archangels, your guardian angels, they've been around you for lifetimes, and you may be just becoming aware of them now. And this whole ascension process is literally changing our vibrational system biologically, mentally, and as a soul. Your energy as a soul is changing. And that change in energy causes a shift in perception of reality. And that shift in perception of reality allows you to make changes, become aware of your relationship to this time-space experience. Very fascinating. Let's scoot over here. Good morning, everyone. Hello, Nikki. Hi there. Hi. Question from Sunny. Would like to ask why I have been getting the gums mouth infection for a few days now. Dehydrated. I don't know who this is, but they're saying tell her she's dehydrated. Drink lots of water. Lots of water. You'd be surprised. This is to you. You'd be surprised at how often the conditions in your body are directly related to a deficiency in water in that body and in many others as well. Increase the water mindfully, deliberately. Do not let your body say, I've had enough. It's important for your body, 3 to 4 liters per day, what you might call US quarts. 3 to 4 a day to keep that body properly hydrated. That will clear up very rapidly. The body knows how to do what it is here to do. You just have to give it the right equipment. If you ask somebody to build you a house, but you do not give them any tools, it will be very difficult. You must give your body the right tools so the house can be maintained. You have lots of workers in there, lots of little beings in there in the forms of cells and nerves and organs and glands that are there to work for you, but if you do not give them the resources, they will not do a very good job. And you cannot get angry at the body for not providing it with the right tools. Do not get angry at your body for not giving it the right tools. Wow. Great question, Sonny. Thank you so much. Question from Janine. Thank you and blessings. I received the greatest gift of a life this week, just to find out it will be taken away. I am heartbroken. What is the lesson to learn here? You must understand, dear one, that the life that you think you are losing is not the life that you are. There is a distinction between matter and being. In the realm of being, there is no separation. In the realm of being, there is no separation. In the realm of matter, there is, by appearance, this experience of separation. When this one leaves, there will be a space in your awareness, a space that you may decide, I can fill it with new joy, or you may decide, I have lost something. Whatever you decide will be the determiner of your experience. Remember, there is no loss unless you choose to see it that way. There is simply transformation and change in the experience of being, especially when you come into these realms of matter and other dimensions of, we will use the term matter, but there are other dimensions that are of a different type of matter than what you may know, a different experience of being. But the principle is still the same. In the conditions of matter, the idea of loss is a matter of perception. You may fill that space with great wonder, or you may fill that space with great sorrow, as may the one that is departing, fill that space with joy or sorrow. It is a choice in perception. Matter is a condition of perpetual change. Consciousness is a perpetual state of deliberate transformation. Wow, thank you so much. Much blessings to you, Jeannie. Question from Tanya. May I ask for assistance with healing my lower chakras? A million spiky energy, almost hurtful. Is there any Metatron's coming in really strong for you right now, Tanya? Tighten, literally like tighten, like as tightly as you can. Tighten tighten your lower muscles, your glute muscles, tighten them up, and tighten uh, the lower, as if you're going to resist going to the washroom. Tighten those lower muscles as if you're going to resist going to the washroom, and hold that for about 5 seconds. And while you're holding it, breathe the pain up. Literally, like, use your breath and draw the pain up out of your body. Like, breathe the physical sensation of pain. What you're calling or labeling as pain and discomfort, in that 5 seconds of holding those lower muscles, draw it up, and then exhale it out through the crown chakra. Because when you bring lower survival-based energies up and out, you transform them. You literally are raising their vibration. So do that 3 times. Tighten, hold for 5 seconds, and breathe during that 5 seconds. Draw it up. Release the breath out through the top. Let that energy out. Go down, tighten up again, and repeat that 3 times. And share with everyone your change. Thank you, brother. I love Metatron. Question from Wanda. I am aware of keeping my vibration high, but I attract people with heavy thoughts or spiritual things. I concentrate and elevate this to help, but someone is too heavy. What do I need to learn? You have an attachment to these beings on a subconscious field. And this is a female that you know that's passed. She's saying you have an attachment to their suffering in an unconscious field. Release those thoughts and the emotions that I attract these people, the thoughts you have and the emotion you have about these beings. Let them go. Let them go. You don't need that crap anymore. Let it go. But anytime you see them in front of you, release your irritation and your frustration. Release it. Don't just move yourself away from the irritation. Literally release it. I forget who it was a couple of weeks ago, just about a week ago, was talking about restoring silence and the power of our breath. The masters keep telling me this. My guides keep telling me this. Our breath, while we're in a body reality, is the most powerful assertion of our consciousness over matter. We're literally saying, I am in command. So when you perceive those emotions from those people as they approach you, literally draw your frustration, irritation in and release it from your body. Your breath is sacred. Very few people understand how sacred and powerful just your breath can be in terms of affecting change in your health and in your mind and in your emotional field. Yeah, do that. You're still holding on. Whoever said you're still holding on, let that shit go. Really, like, just let it go. The minute you perceive the frustration, irritation, as even just saying it to us, you were aware of it. To say it to us, you had to be aware of it. You would not have said that if you weren't aware of it. That it is already inside you. It is not them. It is inside you. Release it from within you, and you will be free of it. And you will see those people do not come around. And when they do, they will be very different when that is not in you. Yes, thank you, Nancy. Appreciate that. Question from Skyheart. Why are we experiencing difficulties within our families? Does it have something to do with ascension or our different levels of vibration? Okay, there's a thing in conventional psychology called family systems theory, where if you look at a little child's mobile, you touch any part of a little child's mobile, those are those things that hang over the cribs of the little baby in the crib and it's moving. If you touch any one part of that whole mobile, it moves. And think of every member in your family as a part of that mobile, that when you make a change in your being, when you choose to raise yourself up and become a better being outside of what they are, the tendency for the family system is to try and restore equilibrium. If you just let that mobile sit, everything tries to go back to a certain place. So if you start to make changes, the rest of the system starts to be affected by it. And you want to be conscious of that. So they're going to try and bring you back into the system, into the well-known day-to-day game. Let it go. Step out of it. You need to be free. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep liberating yourself. Send love to your family. Hold nothing but love for them in your heart, no matter who they are, no matter what they've done to you or said to you. Do not let what they've said or done alter what you choose to cultivate inside your own being. Cultivate love. Cultivate love. cultivate love and joy and compassion and peace. And anytime you find yourself, like what was just said a few minutes ago, do not let any of those emotions stay in your system, ever, 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 ever. Thank you for that, Dova Queen. Dova Queen's asking, thank you for that super chat. What did I have to learn from the deception and lies that were fed to me? How do I let go of their wrongdoings that seem to linger? It is the emotion. You know, we get very deeply into this understanding. It is the emotion that is causing changes in matter. My guardian angel John said to me 2 years ago, he said, William, emotion is the fifth state of energy. It is the fifth state of energy, and it controls all matter. Solids, liquids, gases, plasma are all directed by emotion that we as humans can deliberately harness. Okay? So if you're harnessing pain and you're harnessing anger and you're harnessing suffering, if you're harnessing any of those emotions, then you're going to generate experiences that correspond to the existing states within your own mind and body. And you don't want to do that. You want to consciously, deliberately create states of energy in your body, of excitement, of joy, of possibility. No matter what appears to be going on around you, you need to maintain that energy and let go of anything unlike what you want your experience to be. And when you do that over a period of time, you'll establish a new energy in the body, and the body will accept the new energy you give it. It won't react to what other people are doing. It'll only react to what you are giving it. And if you're giving your body a vibration of joy, I can assure you, your body will be in joy. If you're giving your body a vibration of curiosity, your body will get curious. You give your body a vibration of playfulness, it'll get playful. And it does not have to be governed or controlled by the world around you. Too many people are governed by what's happening around them, and therefore they have no control over it because they aren't controlling how it's impacting them on the inside. The minute you change and alter that, you're free. The minute you can start to change and alter your emotional energy inside, it starts to reorganize the world around you outside. The challenge a lot of people have is staying with that process long enough so that you lock it in, so that you know, wow, I'm feeling great today, and you go out and great things start happening, and you can do that consistently, more great things start happening. And it's an energy. It's not about it's an energy that you learn to cultivate deliberately, right? Deliberately, you must cultivate deliberately, but there's yes, let the emotion go. Let the emotion connected to their wrongdoings go. Let your emotion about it go. Literally, just let it go. Wish them well, bless them. Let that energy begin to govern your experience, and you'll be surprised at what will begin to happen to you and around you when you can do that consistently. Anytime the negative emotion comes up, do what was suggested to that other person earlier. Literally draw that energy up. Use your sacred breath. Draw that energy up and release it out of the system, right? It's fun. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dova. I really appreciate the question. Wow. Wonderful. Yeah, there's so much change going on right now. There is so much change going on right now. Now, they're right there. So I'm just checking a few things. There we go. Nancy, I'm told to address your statement. You are there right now. It is your mind and body that you're trying to get your mind and body to catch up to you. You're already, every one of you, every one of us is divine. You're seeking to get your body and your mind in alignment with that divinity. You need to align it. It will take more time or less time depending on the level of effort and awareness that you have in any given moment. Please understand that it is not the body and mind that are making you. It is you that are making your mind and body. And when you are aware of that and you become aware of mind and aware of body and aware of the way you use emotional energy to articulate changes in it, your soul will be liberated fairly quickly. You will become the liberator of your own suffering. You'll be liberating yourself, taking the chains off. Your mind and body are not meant to be impounded by this world. Your mind and body are here to be liberated through you, and only through you, For if the world could liberate you, it would have done so by now. So it is your responsibility. It is not your priest or your politicians or your neighbors' responsibility to liberate you from yourself. It is yours. Although others may contribute to that liberation by saying, hey, look, I found a doorway over here. You want to come walk through this doorway and take a look on the other side? There are those that will give you direction. And again, it is up to you to determine and ascertain who those individuals are. But we can assure you that you will be free the moment you realize your thoughts and your body and your emotions are under your jurisdiction. Do not place them under the jurisdiction of others unless those others have your higher interests at heart. And there are those mentors and teachers and gurus that have that process. They see your highest potential and will lead you there. But even that requires that you maintain diligence and discernment. Diligence and discernment for your experience of an event. We'll always tell you if it raises you up or lowers you down. But do not be so hard on yourself as you learn, as you wake up and you realize there's a bunch of trash and garbage in my mind and I feel terrible. That's not that you are terrible. It is that the house needs cleaning. And this is the ascension process. It's a global human house cleaning all of those beautiful minds to be in the image and likeness of what you truly are, to clean your mind and body to be truly in the image and likeness of what you are. And it is so delightful what you are. It really is. Thank you, Faradiba. I really appreciate that super chat. Question. I would like to thank Archangel Metatron for their assistance during meditation. Is there anything else they would like to add to ease my transition into the space, place where the all-pervading power of love resides? The words that are coming right in are, enjoy the journey. It is not just about arriving there, although you already are, but there is a journey you get to enjoy. Enjoy the journey. The liberation from body does not negate the responsibility you have to embody an expression into this world that will assist others. That is another journey, to assist others. When you are free, it is a good thing to share with others. Enjoy the journey. The space around you is a free space. Wow, I love that. Thank you so much. Free space. It's true. And that isn't that fascinating? Space contains everything. I love that. You know, when you realize space contains everything, what happens if you become space? Then you're one with everything. Got time for one more question. Tanya is asking, two more questions, okay. Tanya is asking, I practice the Om Tirabhankam mantra for liberation and feel it greatly helps. Why am I more sensitive to sound than cognitive understanding? Is sound my path? Well, you have answered your own question. It's not simply the sound that is the path. It is the vibration. It is the vibration. If you are attached to the sound you hear, that is one thing. If you are aware of the vibration that is contained within that sound, well, that is another. We'd encourage you to explore that. Not simply the sound, but the vibration contained within it, which is closer to the truth of that which gives you the perception of the sound. Thank you, Tanya. I saw one more question from Michelle. Do I have a guardian angel or spirit guide? How can they physically manifest signs for me to notice? Well, any way that you're open. I'm really glad you brought that question up, because we are starting our mediumship course this weekend, Mediumship 101 course, our spring summer course. And in that we go into great detail about how you can actually begin to sense the presence of your guardian angels, how to see them, feel them around your body, how to recognize when they're actually trying to communicate to you deliberately. But for you, I keep getting numbers are important for you. They keep trying to give you number sequences. Those number sequences are when they're letting you know they're there, but that's not the communication. That's just them trying to tap you on the shoulder. So for you, number sequences like 1111, 3333, 4444, number sequences like that, you'll find are coming up a lot for you because they're trying to tap you and get your attention. It's not the phenomena that you want to pay attention to. It is the vibrational information that this phenomena stimulates in your awareness. And there's a distinction between observing the phenomena, like, wow, look at these numbers, and the feeling, that feeling of wow. It's the vibration of wow. It's that vibration that contains the information that they're trying to impart to you. And that might be a difficult concept to grasp at this time, but as you pay more attention to the sensation when you are given those signals, some of you might get flashes of light. Some of you might get pressure on your body. Some of you might hear a loud crash in a room when you're saying or thinking about a particular thing. It's not the phenomena that you want to pay attention to. It's the emotional energy that phenomena is seeking to make you aware of. Because in emotion is creation, and in creation is transformation. When you receive energy directly from them, you get a different awareness. It's kind of like if you put, you're listening to your favorite song and you're just hearing the song and it feels so good and you find your body moving to that song. It's like that. When you start to hear the vibration they're communicating, the information in the form of a feeling, it starts to change your energy, like listening to a good song, one of your favorite songs. And my guardian angel, John, I love John so much. He's done so much for me in my life. When he's around, it's just beautiful. He's never, ever let me down. And I've been really dense and thick-headed most of my life. It's only been the last few years that I've actually really feel and experience my guides, my angels, these other dimensional beings that communicate to me and all of us when we're open to hearing. But the communication is always there. But that's in it in a nutshell for you. For those of you that are interested in taking our mediumship program, we have 13 spaces left in the course. Registration will be closed on Sunday evening. There is an orientation for the course overview tomorrow, Saturday. Those of you who have already registered for the course, you'll be receiving your course itinerary, your student manual, and the links to the necessary live events that will be occurring over the next 3 weeks. It's a very busy and intensive course, runs from Sunday to Friday, and it is intense and wondrous and inspiring. And we got a great team of mediums that'll be working with us. So I hope you'll come and join us for that. You go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and sign up today, and we'll have an amazing time in the next 3 weeks. Also, I want to thank everybody for coming here today. If you've liked this channel, please remember to subscribe to it. Click on the notification bell. Other ways you can support this work is by using the super chat. If you had a question that didn't get answered, remember that super chat feature's there. Also, if you want to support this work, you can go to my Patreon page, patreon.com/William Michael Forbes. And I want to wish all of you a wonderful, a joyful, and a happy day. Much love to all of you. Bye for now. I want to thank Prakash for coming by today. Thank you so much. Much love, everybody. Bye for now.